decide the topic today. Ledger accounts. And general ledger. Okay, so under that track, please subtopic ledger accounts. Okay, right there. Ledger account. Ledger account is an accounting record showing all the transactions that affect a particular item in accounting elements. Right? One is space and right. Another subtopic. The key form ledger account. You'll have to draw this format, guys. Okay, guys? Yeah. So I hope this one you can see, for example, bank account. Okay. Have you done the double entry in schools? Did you do it at school? You have done this part? Yeah. Did you do it, Priyank? You Cody? Okay, so all of them, I mean, most of them have done. Good. Alright. So then, one line space and then next up topic is general ledger. There. General ledger is the name for the main group of ledger accounts, where the double entry system in a business is maintained. Full stop. General ledger includes all the types of accounting elements. All the types of accounting elements. Right. Then, before we go any further, please have a read through what we wrote. Okay, everyone ready? Still reading? Anybody who is reading still? Okay, now listen. I can see some people are using the phone. Please don't use the phone. Okay. If you want to use the phone urgently, let me know. Right. Don't use the phone now. Right. So now do you understand this story? So what are we going to learn today? Double entry. Double entry is the main concept in accounting. So we can call heart of accounting, right? Then don't ask me what is brain of accounting, right? Or the hands and legs or something like that. Okay. But what I mean is heart is most important thing. Okay. Then the double entry actually we maintain in the ledger accounts, right? What do you mean by ledger accounts? Right? It's a record. It's an accounting record, something like this. Okay? Accounting record, something like this. So this is the basic format of the ledger account. We call T form account. Okay? So if they are asking you to draw a ledger account, right? This is what we can simply draw. Okay? This one has mainly two sides. Right? Two sides. So if you ask me what record is, ledger account is, it's an accounting record, right? See name of the account. For example, bank account. That means if we have let's say 20 types of assets, then we will have how many ledger accounts? 20 ledger accounts. For bank one, for inventory another one, accounts receivable, right? Vehicles like that. If you have 20 assets, we'll have 20 ledger accounts. Okay. Similarly, for liabilities, if we have let's say 10 liabilities, we'll have 10 different ledger accounts for liabilities. Right? For owners equity like capital, profit, drawings, we'll have a ledger account. Then don't forget revenues and expenses. All of you have done income statement last year. In plan 2. So income statement, how many revenues and expenses would be there? Many. Right? So then there will be that many ledger accounts. For every item in the income statement, we will have.
Can I pick up the material?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. Did you watch it?
No.
Not yet. Yeah.
So everything's up, but I just have to focus.
Yes, of course. And also, come. Let's wait. Sorry guys, give me 1 minute.
I told him. Which one? Century. What was like 20 back? Yeah. Lost it.
In the final.
Huh?
You lost in the final.
Now it goes every game.
Oh, you lost it. What were the teams?
What do we use? No, there's like criminal brothers. There's like areas.
Were they registered? Like one for you? Or like you?
Yeah, it's like on a different one. It's like on a different app.
So this is like just that.
There's like 8 other places.
Oh, so it was like a.
It was like a drop.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Half my team dropped it.
That's fun though.
Sorry guys. Okay, so sorry, we were talking about the ledger accounts, right? So we will have, what I'm saying is for each and every item in the balance sheet and the income statement, we will have separate then you can ask me what about the cash flow statement? No, we don't actually have ledger accounts for cash flow. Why? Because whatever the items that can be seen in the cash flow are again on the balance sheet and income statement. Okay, so that we don't have to worry about the cash flow. Then ledger account has two types. Sorry, my bad. Two sides. Left hand side and the right hand side. Right. So this is a ledgers, right, left hand side and right hand side are ledgers. Left hand side in the future we are not going to call left hand side. Right? Then why did I say right here? Because you can understand at this point. Because when you stand up in between and in front of this one, left hand side on your left, you call debit side. Okay? Right hand side you call credit side. Okay? So hereafter if I call you, okay, debit the bank account, then you go and record in the left hand side. If I ask you to credit the bank account, you go and record on the right hand side of the bank account. Okay? Makes sense? Right. Left hand side debit, right hand side credit. So the acronym for the debit is DR. Doesn't mean the doctor, right? DR means debit here in account. Right? Right hand side is CR. Okay, so then debit, credit. So basically that's it at this point. Any questions? Second part is general ledger. General ledger is like actually a collection of ledger accounts. Okay, collection of ledger accounts. What does that mean? Give me a book. So, meaning it's a collection of ledger accounts. What does that mean? That's where we maintain the double entry system. So I'll explain you what double entry system is in 5 minutes. So before that, I told you that we have many ledger accounts. Let's say we might have 50 or 100 or even more ledger accounts in the business. Right? So let's say sometimes when I was an accountant, I used to maintain the ledger accounts in a book. And now we have computer systems. Okay, but back in those times, I used to record in the book. So for example, in each page you will have one ledger account. So let's say you have in this page you have bank account, right? So next page, right, you will have inventory account, right? Next page you will have accounts receivable. Like that, if you have 100 ledger accounts, you will have 100 different pages right in your book. So then you keep it together, then you call the general ledger. That's it. So ledger is, don't misunderstand, it's a book, right? It's where collection of ledger accounts are there. Even you can maintain in different, A4 sheets, doesn't matter. But as long as you keep it together, right? You keep it assembled, so then it's called general ledger. Any question? Then you can ask me if there are any other ledgers apart from general ledger. Can there be any other ledgers? Yeah? Yes. Any collection of ledger accounts we call ledger. Let's say for example some businesses will have many accounts receivable. Then you can call for each and every account receivable you can have a ledger account. So let's say we have A, B, C, like that we have accounts receivable. So for whatever the number of accounts receivable, there will be ledger account. Let's say some businesses will have vehicles, so many vehicles. So then each vehicle, they will have a different ledger account. Okay, we call vehicle ledger, vehicles ledger, right? Okay, so what is it? You have seen this toll. There is one truck called toll, a green color one. Yeah, have you seen it? Those Linfox. Have you seen Linfox trucks? No. Yeah. Yeah, so like that they have so many thousands of vehicles. Few years ago, Toll had I think 40,000 trucks or something. Right, so then that means they have 40,000 ledger accounts. Right? That means we need 40,000 pages, yes? Right? So they are, luckily they are not maintaining in books, but they have system, I mean in the computer. Actually, yeah, in Unit 1 and 2 in the previous study design, we had to learn accounting system. So we are basically, teacher gives you, I mean I have done with my students, I give you the software so that you can install in your computer. Then we do account. Now for some reason I don't know, it is taken out, right? Up until 2018 we used to do it. Okay. Okay guys. Then what we have to do is, please take down the next subtopic, double entry rules. Okay, write number 1. I think this one probably you might have written before, but please write it. Number 1, every transaction must be recorded in at least one ledger account. Sorry, and at least two ledger accounts. At least two ledger accounts. Number 2, every transaction must be recorded on the debit side of at least one ledger account.
Wait, sorry, on the debit side of...
On the debit side of at least one ledger account. And on the credit side of at least one other account.
Was that the credit side?
Credit side of at least one other account. Full stop. One line space and write subtopic. Summary of ledger entries. Okay, I'm going to give you summary of ledger entries. Right. Item number 1 firstly. 6. Increase in assets. debit. Decrease in assets, credit. Number 2, expenses. Expenses. Increase in expenses, debit. Decrease in expenses, credit. Number 3, liabilities. Right? Increase in liabilities, increase in liabilities, credit. Decrease in liabilities, debit. Number 4, owner's equity. Yeah. Right. Increase in owner's equity, increase in owner's equity, credit. Decrease in owner's equity, debit. Last one, 5, revenues. Alright, increase in revenues, increase in revenues, credit. Decrease in revenues, debit. Okay guys, you can read that part from the double entry rules. I'll explain. Ready? I'm going to ask you questions. You sure? Okay, good. Call you finish? Okay. What is the first part? The double entry rules. What are the double entry rules? What is the first one? Every transaction has
Has to be recorded on at least 2 ledger accounts.
yes. So every transaction will affect at least 2 items. 2 items means 2 ledger accounts, right? 2 items in the accounting elements. Yeah, you understand it, yes? Let's say we purchase a motor vehicle, or let's say we purchase a computer in cash. So what are the items affected?
Bank,
Bank and
inventory.
no, computer. We
Oh,
purchase computer, yeah?
non-current asset.
Yeah, which one?
Equipment.
Sorry?
Equipment.
Sorry?
Equipment.
Equipment, or you can
Would
say
it just be computer?
computer. And you purchase computer in cash, you can say computer. Okay. So let's say you purchase inventory on credit. What are the items affected?
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable and
GST.
forget about the GST. Simply look at
So
GST is
what
also
you buy?
affected. Sir?
Inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah, inventory.
Inventory and accounts payable. Yes, we purchase that. Then it will be recorded in at least, two. It will be affecting 2 items. The other interesting thing is, it will be that whatever the impact on those 2 items in the accounting elements will have a debit record, debit entry, and the other item will have a credit entry. Make sense? Or doesn't make sense? Right? So second rule says, every transaction, not if, I'm sorry, every transaction will have a 1 debit entry. That means, take the example we took, what is it? We said that we purchase a computer in cash, yeah? Right? So then what will happen? One item will have one account will have a debit entry, which means the left hand side, and the other account will have a credit entry, right hand side. Make sense? Yep. Any questions? That means every transaction will have 1 debit entry, 1 credit entry. Yep. Balance. So then balance. Right. So, any questions up to now? Yeah. Kohli, any question? Then the other one. This is the important thing, right? These rules. Now these are these are rules. The textbook says summary of ledger entries. That's why I use the same term, right? I really don't like the heading, but that is what the textbook says. Okay, so we'll follow it, right? Otherwise, this should have been the ledger, the double entry rules or double entry practices, rules or laws in the ledger account. So we have 5 accounting elements, right? Any item we come across in accounting in a business, we can classify under any of these 5. Yeah, do you agree with me? So then we are giving the rules or the double entries for each of the accounting elements. So there are 2 impacts, 2 movements in those elements because of the transactions. What are the 2 elements? 2 movements. Yes, Kohli, what are the 2 movements? Increase, thank you. Increase and decrease. Each item either increase or decrease. Right? Then, right, now see assets. Right? So altogether then how many rules are there? How many entries are there? 5. Altogether 10. So 10 rules are there. Okay? 10 rules. Then the thing is, actually these rules in accounting, if you ask me for any logic, I can tell you everything in accounting is logical except this one. Why? It's something like, now see in Australia, on which side do we drive? I know most of you drive, right? Left hand side. You sure? Not right, yes? Right? Left hand side. On the road. Yeah? On the road, yes? Pardon? Yeah. Then, have you seen any other countries driving on the right? Yes. Why is that? Why is that? Probably, the first man who drove on the road was driving on that side, yes? Or maybe the steering wheel, accidentally they fixed onto the other side. I don't know. Right? There is no any logic for that. Whichever the country or the people like it, they will do that. Same thing here. So let's say if you are going to practice the other way around, increase in assets, we are going to say credit. Okay. Then decrease debit. So then the opposite. Right? But it's also correct. But the problem is that we have agreed, everybody in the world have agreed on these rules, so that we are following. It's like exactly similar to on which side we are driving on the road. We have agreed on that, so we are following. No logic. So this is the only thing that is not logical in accounting, according to my opinion. Okay, I don't know. So, right. So it is actually what we agree upon. Yeah? What we agree on the things. Right? So usually in maths, 1 plus 1 is equal to what? 2. Is that because 2 is correct, or 2 is that we agree on? 2 is correct or agree? Correct. Okay, if I say 1 plus 1 is greater than 2. Yeah, it is 1 plus 1 is sometimes greater than 2. In commerce, it is like that. 1 plus 1 is greater than 2. What does that mean? Right? So let's say I can lift 100 kilos. Okay, you also can lift 100 kilos. Right? So then collectively how many kilos we can lift? 200. But if we join together, we can lift more than 200 or 200. More. That's more. We call that in commerce synergy. Have you heard the concept synergy? No? I haven't told you there? No? Synergy. Right? So see, 1 plus 1 is not 2. Greater than 2 in commerce. Okay, however, right? So that's what I was saying is, that is what we agree. 1 plus 1 is not 2. I don't think so. Should be greater than 2. Or I mean, whatever. Right? Depending on the situation. Okay, whatever. In maths it is 2. Okay? Right. Then these are the rules, guys. Okay. Now why I asked you to read this one is, do you see any patterns on this one? Tell me any patterns you observed in this one. Pattern. Did you see any patterns here?
So, reverse.
Reverse. What is reverse?
Whenever the top one.
Very good. One is when it is increasing debit, decrease credit, or increase in credit, decrease debit. Wonderful. Any other patterns? Any other things that you observed? Nothing. Yes? No? Yours?
Direct opposite is like different. So like if assets increases debit, the increase in liability is credit.
Ah, okay, opposite. Very good. That's the second one. Very good. Tanush, do you have any observations? Do you have? For you? Okay, yeah. What he said is correct. Now see, assets and expenses are what? Similar direction. Why? See, increase in assets debit, increase in expenses also debit. Decrease credit, decrease credit. Wonderful. Then the other set, as you said, liability is owner's equity, another group. See, two groups. First two, right? That's why I gave you. Actually, in the textbook, if you saw, if you read this one, expenses they have put as the last one. But I wanted to, emphasize the groups. First couple, one group. Last three, another group. Opposite. Very good. Assets and expenses, one set. Others, liabilities, owners' equity, revenues. All of them are increasing credit, decreasing. Okay. Now, do you think you can remember this? Yes? Yeah? You have to remember it. How would you remember it? I'll give you, easy methods. So when we see next time after holidays, right, you should be able to remember. If you follow what I say, you know what you can do? Write it in a big piece of paper, otherwise you can take a photo of this, get it onto your phone. Screen, what do you call it? Screensaver, what is it? I don't know. Screen, yes? Yeah? Is that what when you open it up, what does it show? Right? Somebody, background, yes, that's the one. What do you have it now?
Just a wallpaper.
Sorry, wallpaper. Yeah, wallpaper, or otherwise, and somebody's photo. No, right? Right. So whatever it is, now you can have to change it for the next few weeks. In the computer, laptop, or whatever, again do the same thing. Right? Background or whatever you call, screensaver or whatever, do that. Then maybe in front of your, wherever you study, on top of your desk, right? Paste it. So then, what is the point? Logic is that you will have your eye contacts most of the time. When you have it, then you don't have to necessarily memorize it. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. Right. So you have to do it because after the holidays, I'll ask you. Okay. Each and every one of you, I'll ask. Because if you do that, you don't have to do anything. Right? So basically, maybe you can place it on your mirror or somewhere, wherever you have your eye contacts mostly. So that's what you have to see this one. So then you'll remember. Okay? Okay, guys. Any questions? No. Alright, now I'll give you a tute. We are going to do it together. Okay? Okay, we'll do the first one together. Right? Only the part A we are doing at this point. Okay? Part A. Okay guys, let's do it. Right. Now exercise 1. Okay. Anne Green, who has just gone into business for herself, selling loan seed, operating under the name Green Moving. Her transactions for the first week of May are shown below. Okay. Now the same thing that we did last time, didn't we? Yeah? Same thing, right? Okay, let's do it. Contributed 40,000 cash to commence business. So, what is the date? We'll do it together, guys. What is the date? Yeah, what is the date? May 1st, right? Accounts affected. Okay, contributed cash. Then, what are the items affected? Yes, Tanush? What do you think? Bank, very good. Let's say bank. If you want, you can say cash at bank or bank, right? What classification is that?
Assets.
Asset. Very good. You can say A, or otherwise you can say asset. No problem. Increase or decrease? Yes?
Increase.
Increase. Now the other problem. This is what we learned today. Debit or credit?
Debit.
Debit. Who said debit? Tanush. Gavish also saying. Anybody? Debit. Why? Why is it debit? It's debit? Yes, because it's in the rules that we are following. Right? It's like, remember when you are in Australia, you have to drive on the right hand side, yes? Yeah? In Australia, we are driving on the right hand side, yeah? On the road? Yeah? Or left? Left, yes? Like that. So, assets increase, what do you do? Debit. How much? How much? 40,000. Don't write the dollar mark. Why? You don't have to worry about that. It is understood, it is Australian dollar. So you don't have to worry about the dollar mark. I think I told you last time, didn't I? Okay, then what is the other item affected? Because of the contribution. Yeah? Let's go. What is the other item affected?
Capital.
Capital. Okay. When you write the next line, leave little bit space, like you press the tab. Capital. Why? Then it is clear when you finish this table. Otherwise, everything you have written in the same manner, so you can't see any difference. Right? Capital. What is the classification? What classification is capital?
OE.
OE. Thank you. Increase or decrease? Yes? Increase or decrease? Decrease? Increase? Increase? Increase. Dia? Kohli? Increase. Everybody is saying increase except one. Yeah, increase. Why? Why does it decrease? Why do you say decrease? Yeah? Tell me. Why do you think it is decreasing? Right? Okay. It is increasing. Why? Because owners claims on the assets. Owners claims on the asset increase when the owner contributes. Opposite happens, decrease. Drawings decrease. Okay. So it is increase. So then debit to credit. Credit. Why? Why? Owner's equity increase. What did we say? Kohli. Owner's equity increase. Credit. Very good. Alright. Then I know some people have written the date twice for each entry. You don't have to write it. For one entry, only one date. For one transaction, only one date is enough. Okay? Right. Now, May 2nd. What is the transaction on the May 2nd? Rented a small office. Paying 500 rent for May 25. Yeah? What are the items affected? Yes? Dian. What are the items affected? Bank and rent. Yeah, we call prepaid rent. Why? Because we are paying the rent for this month at the beginning of the period. So it will be a prepaid rent. So don't just rush, we'll do together, right? Because I want you to learn it the correct method. Otherwise, I don't want you to actually follow incorrect method, guys. Okay? So we'll write prepaid rent. I will say why I don't write bank at the first. Okay? Prepaid rent. What is prepaid rent? Classification? Nobody answers.
So if you go rent, you like lose mark.
Yes, prepaid rent. Definitely you lose more. Prepaid rent. What classification is it? Expense. Okay, expense. Any other? Prepaid rent. Asset. Any other? Yes, Pratham? Expense. Diya? Asset. Nantuki? Expense. Tanush? Asset. Yeah, it is an asset. Why? When we prepay an expense, it is an asset. Why? Now go back to the definition of the asset. What is the definition of the asset? Definition of the asset, tell me.
Present economic resource.
Very good.
Controlled by the entity as a result of
past event. Very good. So what is the past event? Prepaying the rent. That will provide
present economic resource.
No, that will provide future economic benefits. What is the future economic benefit that you will get from the prepaid rent? Premises. Use of the premise. Right? Use of the premises. Right? So prepaid rent, it's an asset. Increase or decrease? Increase. How much? 500. Right. Then what is the other item? Bank. What is it? Again asset. Increase, decrease. What is it? Decrease in the bank. 500 debit or credit in the bank. Yes, guys. What is it? Asset decrease. Yes. Credit. Okay. Right. Now, why didn't I write the bank first in this transaction? Why didn't I write the bank first? I'll tell you. Because get used to write the debit entry item first. That's why I didn't write the bank first. Okay? Because I know what debit entry is coming here for the prepaid rent of course. Right? So that I wrote the debit entry first. Then you can ask me if it is wrong to write the debit entry first. I mean the credit entry first. Is it wrong? Not wrong. But the better practice is always write the debit entry first. Right? That's the practice, guys. If somebody writes what issues will have someone is writing credit entry first. Right? Now some students might think, oh no, let the others write the debit entry first, I'm going to write the credit entry first. So what will happen? It is then examiner will think that this man doesn't know the practice. Examiner will have a wrong impression on me, bad impression on me. So then we shouldn't do that. Okay? So always get used to write the debit entry first. At the beginning you might make mistake. That's fine. At the beginning that's fine. Always get used to write the debit entry. So when you knew that so some people might have written the bank first, the credit entry. Then next time you know what is going to happen. The next time you can fix it. Okay? Otherwise if you have written with the pencil you can fix it. Right? Like that. Okay, we'll do the third one as well. After that we are going to do something else. What is the third one? Gavish, tell me. Birthday boy.
Purchased inventory worth $8,000 on credit. Lush Lawn Seed.
Yeah. So tell me the accounts affected. The date is May 3rd.
Inventory.
Inventory, very good. What happens? I mean, what is the classification?
Asset.
Yep. Increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase. Debit or credit?
Debit.
Very good. Why?
Because it's an asset.
Asset, what happens?
Debit.
Asset increases, debit. That's how you have to do it. Okay, listen guys. You have to figure out what this item is, right? So firstly, the item is inventory. What classification? Asset. Asset increase or decrease? Increase. Asset increases. Now follow that rules. Asset increases, credit. Yeah?
Debit.
Debit, yes? Okay. Right. Debit. Asset increase, debit. Good. Then how much? 8,000. Next item.
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable, not bank. Some people might have written bank, not bank, guys. It is the asset, right? Sorry, my bad. Accounts payable, asset or liability, increase, decrease, increase, both increase. Can that happen?
Yep.
Yes.
Liabilities are reversed.
Liabilities increase,
Increase makes it
credit. Yes, Kolya? Anush?
Yeah.
Liabilities increase, credit. Good. Thank you. Okay, I think that should be enough for part A. Okay? Any questions with this? Good. Are you finished all of them? Right. Next time you know what to do. This time also you know what to do. Good. So you do things by yourself. Good. Okay. So then get used to write it, and then you can first. Okay. You. Okay. Yeah, because why I want to check this one is from the beginning, guys, you should be able to do the double entries first. Otherwise, I know by experience, when you don't know the double entry, right, you will be lost. Same thing happened to me. Remember I told you? That's why I failed my first one test. I used to copy the double entries from my friend. Okay, so you think my friend knew everything? No, he copied from the other. Right? So, okay, so then you don't, that doesn't want to happen to you, no, any of you. You don't want to copy, right? You can do it by this. Right. Now we are going to do it in the ledger account. Okay? How it happens is like this. Okay. Okay, guys. Now let's say, for example, right, the first transaction. What is the first transaction? No, I can do it in the Excel. Alright, first transaction, okay? What is the first transaction? Tell me somebody. First of May, what happened? No one speaks.
Contribution.
Contribution. What was contributed?
40,000.
Yes. 40,000 of computer.
Conveyance.
Yeah, what was contributed? 40,000?
Cash.
Cash. You have to tell me. Cash, yes. Alright. So then, what are the items affected? Bank and capital. Okay, how are we going to record it? Alright, now first you have to find the ledger account of the bank. The first one is there. Okay, what is the date? We'll start with the thing that we know. What is the date? 1st of May. Now which side are we recording? What is the side? Sorry? Left hand side, which is the debit. Okay, so at the beginning, if you want, I can tell you this is debit side, this is credit. Okay? Okay, guys? Okay, then date, what is the date? May 1st. Right. So then, date. We wrote the date. How much is the amount? 40,000. So under the amount, please write 40,000. Okay, 40,000. Then, where do we record? What is the other one? Capital. The other item affected was, what is it? Capital. Then, which side is it? Sorry? Credit side, meaning right hand side. Good. So the date is May 1st. Cross reference. Sorry, my bad. Amount how much? How much is the amount? 40,000. Right? Now we have written everything except that thing. Cross reference. What is the cross reference? Cross reference means, remember we said that every transaction is affecting two items. So when we are in the bank account, right? When we are in the bank account, what is the other ledger account? OE. Which OE? OE is like an accounting element, Gavish. So it's like, what specific ledger account? In the OE, which account is here? Capital. Okay, capital. So OE is one classification. Okay, in that you have few: capital, profit, drawings, and so on. Okay. Then when we are in the bank, what is the other item? Capital. Other item is corresponding item is capital. So you will write capital under the cross reference. Then you go to the capital cross reference. What is it? Bank. Very good. Now some students I know, they are in the bank and they are writing again bank here. Does that make sense? No. They are in the bank and again they are in the cross reference, they are saying bank. That's wrong. Always what do? We write the other items, other ledger accounts name. Don't write bank. Okay, why is that? Because later, we will have so many transactions and ledger entries like this in the business. Hundreds of thousands of entries in a period. When you come back, right, later at the end of the period you come back to the beginning. Then you have 40,000. If you have written capital, you know that. What is it? It has come from the capital. Then you can go to the capital account because it's in a different page of the ledger. Then you go to the capital account. Then you see bank. Then you know it has come from the bank. Otherwise, you will write, instead of capital you are writing bank. Doesn't make sense. It's like something they say you want to send a letter to somebody, right? Then you are writing your own address. You are at home. You are writing your own home address. Does that make sense? No, it is not going to that place. Yes, you have to write the other man's address, right? Okay. So then, like that, we have to write the other one corresponding entry. Make sense? Any questions? No. We write the second one. Okay, second one, what did we do? May 2nd, prepaid rent. Prepaid rent account is not there, my bad. So let's draw a prepaid rent, guys, my bad. It's missing for some reason. Let's draw. I think you should have space here at the end of the page. So this is make it prepaid rent.
and it is an asset account. You don't need those headings necessarily, but if you want, you can write it. Right? Okay. Firstly, what do you do with the prepaid rent? You debit or credit?
Debit.
Yeah.
Debit.
We debit, yes, which means the left hand side. We will debit. What is the date? May 2nd. Right? How much is it? 500 on the debit side. Saying, what do you say there? Prepaid rent? The cross reference? What will be the cross reference?
Bank.
Bank, okay? So cross reference is bank. Right? Okay? Right. Then, where do you credit? Everybody reading this one? Huh? Everyone wrote this one? Okay, where do we credit? Bank. Then how do we write it? You go to the, again the credit side, very first line. Don't leave space. It's the very first line. Okay? May 2nd. Right? How much is it? 500. What is the cross reference? Yes, Fatum, what's the cross reference?
Prepaid.
Prepaid rent. Thank you. Prepaid rent. Okay? Good? Yep. Dian? Okay. Okay, let's go to the third one. Third one. Purchase inventory worth of 8,000 on credit. Right? So that one we have written already in the enlightened chart. What happens? Inventory. What happens to inventory? Up. Debit or credit? Just call here. Debit. Method. How much? How much is it? 8,000. What's the cross reference? FDM. What's the cross reference? Accounts payable, thanks. Right. Then we go to the accounts payable method. 8,000. Netuki, what's the cost reference? Inventory. Very good. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Yeah? You all good? Anybody who doesn't understand this system? Everyone understands? Right, very good. Then can you do the rest of the questions, please? Rest of the transactions. Start from the 4th, May 4th. If you are not sure, ask me.
office furniture.
Yeah.
Huge
Office furniture. Yeah. Office furniture. Don't just write furniture, office furniture, okay? Just write the full form, office furniture. Yeah, expense, yes. What happens to the expense? Increase, correct. Debit or credit? Expense increase? Debit, good.
Says
Done? Yeah, you have done couple of mistakes. Firstly, so this one. You can't use the acronyms.
oh yeah.
If you use acronyms, okay, guys, listen this one. I have told you, I think. In VCE, can you use acronyms? Yes, you have to predefine them. Okay? Right? You are listening? So, you can't use acronyms. If you are using them, you have to predefine. Okay? So then this one you can't use. You won't get the mark for this. Right? So write here the proper term. First. The other mistake is this. First one. Sorry, second one. Advertising expense increase. Debit.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay. Then
So,
what else? This one. Sorry, advertising expense increase. Debit. Bank decrease. Asset credit. Is it correct? Then. No, it's correct.
Wait,
It's correct.
it is right.
Yeah. Then what happened?
So I put advertising in the wrong one. Oh, I did the wrong way.
Which way?
The wrong way.
Wrong way. The wrong way.
I put them in the wrong ones.
Okay.
I reversed them by
I'll
accident.
reverse the debit and credit. Sorry. Yes. It's what do you think? So and the owner has contributed gain. It's a gain. So what happens? What are the items affected? Computed. Increase or decrease? Increase. Then what is the other item? Capital. Capital is increase as well. You have to do this one as well. Okay. Okay, guys, you have to do part A and B both. Okay. Right. Part A, which is analyzing chart, and also ledger accounts.
Okay, I can do it.
Yeah, go. Yeah, some students actually ask for a break during the class. Yeah, I can give you 5 minutes break, sure. Yeah, if you are done, you can take a break. You have to go toilet? Yeah. Yeah, firstly. I don't know if this man also has something. No, he's okay. Whichever the thing that is specified here is what you have to write. You can't write like this, shortened forms. Okay? Always write increase, decrease. Right? That's the first thing. Because the thing is, I'm saying, I can say that you are okay, but in the exam you are not okay. That's the thing. Okay? That's it. That's the first thing. This one. That's okay.
full format. You have to write full format, okay? See? Computer analyst. Also, this is one. See this one. This is it bank and contributor to this kind of personal computer. Okay. Okay. Computer. Fix it. Computer. Okay. Hold on. I'll try to do one. Then. You have credited the bank, that's also wrong. Here. You have debited this here in the bank. No, here. Banks you have debited, but when you come and record here, you have credited. In the exam, you would have got consequential marking for this. This one you are wrong. This one in account you get consequential. That means accordingly, if you have done here, still you are correct. So you are giving the mark for B. But now you are not getting it. Because why? You should have recorded B. Okay, so then you have recorded grade 7. Then this one capital also. Yeah. Capital this 1200. Yeah. Okay. Then compute the actually constant. And fix this computer and capital. The rest is fine. And also, I can talk to you. Well done, really. This one. Happy? I'm happy with it. Right. Got that? Okay. Do you want to take a break? If you want to get a break for 5 minutes, you can go for it, guys. Yeah, then, did you do this legit accounts at school? Legit? Did you understand it there? Yeah? Good. You teach also this like this, exactly like this. Okay, the next part, guys, I'll give you another small note. Now I'm going to introduce you the GST. Okay, GST. Because why? Now, did you anybody observed that we didn't have GST in the question we did? Yes, we didn't have GST. Yeah. Now I'm going to introduce you the GST. Another one, which is actually purchasing and selling inventory. Okay. First of all, I'll give you a small note, right, for the double entries. Okay, let's write a small subtopic, guys. double entry for purchasing inventory. Okay. Right. There are two types of purchasing inventory. Okay. Number one, purchase of inventory in cash plus GST. Or otherwise, say with GST, don't say plus. Say with GST. Okay, then let's try the double entries, guys. Debit via, what do you debit? Inventory account. Why inventory account? Because inventory increases, yes? Yeah? When you purchase, should I give you amounts? Let's say 100. Okay. Again, what do we do? Debit. Again debit. What is it? GST clearing account. What is GST clearing account? Yeah, what kind of an accounting element you learn in Unit 2? Liability? Any other? Liability? Anush? Not sure. Fato? Liability? Liability? Not sure? Yeah, correct. Liability. Remember we did it? GST is a liability. Why? Why is it a liability? Because usually, right, we will make more sales than we purchase. Yes? When we make more sales, we are going to collect GST, more GST than we pay. So when we collect GST, what is it? Is it a liability? Yes. Why? Because we can't claim GST. Can we keep the GST? Can you put it in your pocket? No. Only if you are the ATO, you can put it in your pocket. But we are not the ATO, right? Because we are collecting GST on behalf of the government. So we don't have any moral right or legal right to keep it with us. We have to send it to we have to forward it back to the ATO, right? Then it becomes a liability. Give me 1 minute, guys.
guys, sorry. This one, debit GST clearing account 10. Right. Then you credit where? Where do you credit?
Bank or whatever, you know, I'll tell you whatever.
Bank, not accounts payable. Why not accounts payable? Because we are purchasing in
Cash, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
cash. That's the thing. I will read. How much? 110. Yeah, 110. So you credit the bank. Okay. Then number 2. Purchase of inventory on credit with GST. So you would debit inventory account 100. Again debit GST clearing. Then where do you credit? Yep. Yeah, where would you credit? Accounts?
So,
Accounts payable. Because you are purchasing it on credit. So what is the only difference then with the compared with the previous one? Bank was replaced with
that's it.
accounts payable. Both double entries were the same. Why? Because you have the same impact. Why did we credit the GST clearing? Why did we credit the GST clearing? Sorry, my bad. Debit the GST clearing.
Because it's a liability.
Liability, what happens?
It becomes, you could
Liability
increase.
increase. Liability increase. Debit, yes.
Yeah.
Liability increase. Credit. Yes. So then this one did the liability increase? GST clearing liability increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Decrease. Why?
Because you're paying.
Because you are paying. Now see, in the first one, we directly paid cash, right, to the supplier. But second one, we didn't still pay cash. Did we pay cash? No, because we purchased on credit. But still we are
Assuming that you're.
we are certain that it is confirmed that we are going to pay the money to the accounts payable along with GST, so that we are recording it now. Okay, that's why. Because by now we just purchased, we haven't paid the single dollar to the supplier, accounts payable, but still we are identifying it as a decrease in GST clearing. Are we correct? Are we good? Yeah? Makes sense? Right? Nathalie? Petrol? Yeah, good. Then next one, right? Okay. I think guys, what is it? Purchase inventory sold. Okay, selling part we'll do a bit later. Now we'll do it right now. Okay, please take down. Next subtopic, guys. double entry, or maybe double entries for the sale of inventory. Okay, now this one also has two parts. Number one, sale of inventory in cash with GST. So this transaction has two parts, right? Part A, take down part A. Okay? At selling price. So first part of the transaction we record in the selling price. Okay? Good. So at the debit bank. Okay, debit bank. I would say how much? 220. Then credit sales 200. Again credit GST clearing 20. Okay, then write again part B at cost price. At cost price. Okay, then write debit cost of sales. Let's say it is 100. Credit inventory 100. Okay, does this make sense? Or is it hard? Confused? Yeah? It makes sense? Dian, makes sense? Kohli, kind of. Out of 10, what level, Kohli? 8 are wonderful. Oh, that's more than it. Okay, Tanush, does it make sense?
Most of it.
Most of it. Out of 10?
8, 7.
Ah, excellent. That's enough. Because why? The other two you will get when you practice. That's it. Okay? So you are even better than me at your level. Because I understood 0. Okay? If you are 8, that means you are good. Okay, what is the story? What is the difference between the previous one and this one? Previous one, guys, when we purchased them, we had only one price. What price was that? The cost price of the inventory, that's it. We had only one price. Why? Because we went to the shop or in the seller or
supplier, right? We went to the supplier and we purchased. We had only one price. We didn't have cost price, selling price, nothing. We had one price. So we recorded it in that price. Right? What was the double entry? We debited the inventory, GST 10%, and bank, all accounts payable. Now this one, we are purchasing, we are selling inventory in cash with GST. Are they going to be interesting? Why? We have two prices. For both the prices, we have to do double entry each. Okay? Right. Then what is the story? When we do selling price, we debit the bank, right? Including the GST, we credit sales 200, credit GST clearing 20 at the selling price. Okay? Then when we have to do another set of double entry at the cost price. Cost of sales and expense increases 100, then inventory decreases by 100. Does that make sense? Yeah. Remember in unit 2 when we sell some inventory, yes, we recorded the cost price, yes. Same thing we are going to include in the double entry. Make sense? Right? You understand now we have two prices, right? Selling and cost prices. Any questions? Okay, then write number 2. Sale of inventory number 2. Sale of inventory on credit with GST. Again part A. At selling price. Right? At selling price. Debit accounts. Yeah, what? Accounts payable. Debit accounts payable or receivable. Yes, accounts receivable. Accounts receivable. Debit 220. Right? Where do we credit? Where do we credit? Sales 200. Again GST clearing 20. That's a part A. Then what is part B? Yes, at cost price.
Is it just the same?
Same. Cost price, same. I made a mistake. It's not 200, 220, okay? When you write the double entries, see, write when
basically kind of shift this mouse to this side, right? So to deviate to that side, to right hand. See, like I have done. Why is that? Because then it's clear what is the amount of debit and credit. Okay. Okay. That is same mistake. Okay. Your mistake is now see. Let's see the difference.
Me?
See the difference. Do you see any difference when you compare these two?
Is mine wrong?
No, nothing wrong. What is the difference?
Spacing.
Spacing.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I always keep you space, yes? See? So then, see, it's not clear. Is it clear? To me, not clear. See? It's clear. Now see? Yeah, he has enough space and things like that. Again, both of you have the mistake is, now see this one. Right? When you write, see the amount that I have written on the board. Debit one, you have to write here. Credit one, you have to shift it little bit to the right hand side. Then it is clear. See my one? Also, yours also, see, when you write a credit entry also, see, credit entry always, I have shift the tab, sorry, press the tab, leave some space. Why? Then it is clear. The debit and credit. When you study, clear. Okay? So, change the amount when you write the next time, okay? See, exactly like this. Sorry, yeah. So, like that, you have to write this. This is fine. Okay. You have made the same mistake. Okay? So, do it like that, right? Because why? There's nothing wrong. That's the practice, as I told you, and also it's clear. So even if you or examiner is looking at double entries, then you have written it nicely. So examiner should be happy, because then he will tend to give you marks rather than cutting you marks. Okay. Right. Now, what is the only difference between the cash sale and credit sale of inventory? What was it? There's only one difference. If it was credit sale, bank was replaced with what? Accounts receivable. Why? Because it was on credit. So we saw the goods on credit. That's it. That's the only difference. Any question, guys? Okay, I will show you only one thing in the ledger account, right? So if I'm going to do the, right, let's say I'm going to do the ledger accounts, for example, purchase of inventory. Okay, I'm going to do the ledger accounts for the purchase of inventory. What are the ledger accounts I would need? Tell me. Nobody speaks. What are the ledger accounts I need? Bank. Inventory.
Accounts receivable and accounts payable.
Thank you.
And GST clearance.
And GST clear. Bank. Inventory. And GST clearance, right? Those are the ledger accounts I need. Now, how would I record this one? Have a look. Right? Please have a look. Right. Now, inventory, what happens? Debit or credit? Yep. Inventory, debit or credit?
Increase, so debit.
Debit. Thank you. Inventory debit, how much?
100.
100. So you record 100. Okay. Date, whatever it is, don't worry. Let's say 1st of May 1 something, right? Okay, 100, right? Saying what? Cost reference? What is the cost reference? Bank, very good. Again we are debiting GST clearing. How much? 10, yeah? 10. Again the May 1st, right? What is the cost reference? Now there is a problem. There are two entries that are going to the bank because of the same transaction. Now how would we record in the bank?
Can you do like inventory / GST clearing?
Very good. So technically we should have recorded, right? I'll use a different color so then it will make more sense to you, right? I'll use probably black. Right, I'm going to change this, right? To black. So then I'm saying bank 10. Then what should have been the double entry? Bank should have been debited 10, saying what? GST clearing, and inventory, from the inventory 100 in the bank. That's the one, yes? That should have happened, shouldn't it? Yeah, because 100 is coming from the inventory to the bank, another 10 is coming from GST clearing to the bank. Yeah? You agree with me? But in your study design, what they have done is, because it is from the same transaction, they have combined these two. Inventory and bank, GST, they combine. Then what we would write like this, not like this actually, we would write like, right? I'm going to change this one. Right, we would write, so whatever the day, okay, May 1st or whatever, I don't care about the date because it's fine. So what you have learned is, you would say inventory. Instead of and, we would say slash GST clearing. How much? 100. Okay, so hereafter guys, if we have two, if one ledger account is associated or related, or what do you call it, corresponding to two ledger accounts like that, in the future you would say slash instead of and, slash. That's it. So firstly you write inventory. Can you write GST slash inventory? No. Wrong. Don't write like that. Why? Because what is more important is inventory. Why? Because that's the amount contributing the most amount. Yes? The majority of the amount is coming from the inventory. So inventory is the important one. Inventory slash GST. Okay? 110. Make sense? Yeah. Let's start the question number 2. Okay guys, we will do the May 2nd, right? If you haven't done, please have a look, or even if you have done, make sure you are correct. Purchase premises for 140,000 using a mortgage. 140,000, right? Then what happens? What are the double entries? Bank is affected. Does our bank affected? No. Why not? Because we didn't get the money. Correct. Because bank, remember guys, when even it is a practical thing. Okay? Because in the future you will purchase, all of you will purchase premises, yes? Right? You have to purchase the premises. Why? Otherwise, where are you going to live? Yeah? Right? You shouldn't be houseless.
right? You should have a house,
So,
okay?
real quick.
Yeah.
For question 5, you have to include the cost price one as well.
Yeah. So I'm coming back to that. Right, so when you purchase the premises with the mortgage, so don't expect the bank will pay you the money. No, bank doesn't pay us the money. Why? Because bank will pay the money to the owner of the premises. Right? Not us. If it, let's say you are constructing a house, then would they pay us still money? No, they'll pay the money to the builder. So we don't get the money. So our bank account is not affected. So no bank. Then what do we do? Then go May 2nd. Or whatever, I don't know whatever the date. What is the month? It's November, okay, whatever the month is. Right? November 2nd. Right? Accounts affected will be premises. Firstly, your premises will increase. What is it? Item? Asset. Premises. What is premises? Sorry? Land. Any other? What is premises? Building. Land. Yes, dear. Both. What is premises?
Land and premises, actually.
No, land and premises? No.
Land and building.
Yes, land and building. Premises means both, okay? Right. Premises is there. So increase or decrease? Increase. Debit or credit? Premises? Debit. 140,000. Because asset increase, debit. What is the other item affected? Mortgage. Very good. Mortgage. Right? Mortgage. Asset or liability? What is equity? Liability. Very good. Increase or decrease? Liability increases because we have to pay the mortgage. Right? Debit or credit? Liability increases, credit. Okay. If you have written or if you are not sure, please make sure it is correct. Okay. This is the only correct answer. Now, most of the other people have a problem with the. Okay, did you get the other one correct? Third one? Yes. What is the third? Let's go through the third one. November 3rd. What happened? Inventory. Asset. Increase. How much? 50,000. GST clearing. What is it? Liability increase 5k. Then accounts payable. Liability or asset. What is it? Liability increase. All of them are. My bad. I made a mistake. GST is decreasing. My bad. Sorry. GST is decreasing. Right? How much is the total? 55k in the accounts payable credited. All of them are correct? Right? All of you got correct? Very good. November 5th is the other problem. Right? What is it? Now, this is a bit confusing, guys. So, please look at this carefully. Okay? Wages is fine, yes? Everybody got it correct? Wages, what is it? Accounts affected wages. Increase or decrease? Yes, Tanush?
Wait, what?
Wages?
Expense?
Yes?
Increase?
Increase. Yeah, good. Wages, expense increase, right? Debit or credit? Debit. Other account is bank. Asset decrease. What is it?
Asset decrease, credit.
Credit. Good. Now we are going to the 5th. Sold. One coffee machine. Why coffee machine?
Because it's inventory.
Because it is their inventory. How do we know?
Because it says it at the top.
It is in the question, guys. You have to read it, okay? Otherwise, even if I am going to do it, I would, if I didn't read the question, I would think coffee machine, now they are going to sell, because they are broke, they are selling their coffee machine, yes? No. Coffee machine is their inventory, right? Not that they are broke. right? So coffee machine is inventory, right? Now, how much are you selling it for? 500 or 700?
700.
700. So 700 is what price?
Sell.
Selling price or cost price?
Sell.
Selling price. Okay, selling price 700. What is the double entry firstly for the 700? You would say bank. Why bank? Because we are
Receiving money.
receiving money. Very wonderful. How many are we selling? One, yeah? One coffee machine. Okay, 700. So how much is it? 700. What is the item? Bank. Asset. Increase or decrease? Increase. How much?
700.
700.
And selling.
770. Why 770? They said 700 is the selling price
With GST.
with GST because you had at 10%, yes? Okay, 770. Then what is the other item, Gavish?
Inventory. GST.
GST clearing. We are recording at least only firstly at the selling price, okay? GST clearing. Sorry, my bad. Before GST, sorry, not GST clearing. Before GST, sales revenue, which is sales. What is it? Asset liability? OE, what is it? Revenue, thank you. Increase, decrease. Increase. How much? Yes, Kavish, how much?
700.
700. What is the other item? Call it. What is the other item? No. Before that? No. Remember at the selling price we had 3 entries. GST clearing. Right? GST clearing. What is it? Asset liability? Liability. What happens to the liability? Increase. Very good. Thank you. So I have made a mistake. Sorry, my bad. This is not 700 here. Sales. Sorry, I'm sorry. 700 there. Then GST clearing 70 credit. This is at the selling price, guys. This is at the selling price, okay? This one at the selling price, okay? Right? Then what do we do with the cost price? I'll use a different color. At the cost price, what do we do? Cost price. What is the first entry? Yeah, go. Are you okay with this? Nitugi, what's the first entry of the under the cost price? Yeah? Cost of sales. What is it? Dian, what is it? What item is it? Cost of sales? Expense, correct. Increase, decrease? Increase, very good. How much? 500, good. What is the other item, Patum?
GST again.
Not GST. Okay, that's a good point. Why do we include GST here? No, why not?
Because it's the cost price.
No. Why not? Any other answers?
Paid it.
Sorry?
You've already paid it.
Yes, you already paid it, correct. Also, another reason is because this is an internal transaction. This part is an internal. Why? Cost of sales and inventory.
Right? We are doing it intern, so no GST there. Right. Also, otherwise we have already paid GST for the inventory. Okay. Inventory, what happens? Asset decrease. It's okay. Debit or credit? Credit. Why? Asset decreases. Very good. 500. Now this is at the cost price. This is at the cost price. Any questions? No. Okay, before that, did you guys do the ledger accounts for the inventory purchase? You okay? Yeah? Okay, now do the ledger account for this one, please. All of you, if you haven't done. Ledger account for the November 5th. Please. You don't know how to do it? Okay. Okay. Try it with the pencil. You have pencil? Yeah. Try with the pencil after. Yes. Accounts payable. No. This is one.
So where's the cost of sales one?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a cost of sales one.
Cost of sales ledger account is not there? Oh yes, you are correct. Can you please draw one ledger account? Rosh? Yeah, you are correct. Cost of sales is missing there again. My bad. I don't know how it happened. Other question there is cost of sales. This question no cost of sales. Right. That one. Inventory. Where does this 50,000 come from? Accounts payable, not GST. Got it? No, not GST. No. Now see, accounts payable, where is it? Here. See, inventories 50,000. Where does it come from? Accounts payable, not from GST. Right? Then go to the GST. This is correct. Again? No, not inventory. Accounts payable. Okay? Accounts payable, because why do we put slash? Because that 5,000 come in here, 50,000 come in here. Okay, why not we record both here? Because we are getting 50,000 from the accounts payable. Only 50,000. Why? Inventory is increased by 55,000. No. Then GST is increased by 55,000. No. Only 5,000. Right? 5,000 is coming from accounts payable. The other 50,000 is going to inventory. So that this is debited 50, this is debited 5, same accounts payable. This one is paid to 55, but it is getting 5,000 from there, from inventory 50, altogether 51 and 78. Make sense?
I'm making my friends out like my party group.
Okay. Everybody? Everybody?
Sort of. It's got a bunch of friends.
Can you also come?
Huh?
Can you also come? Okay. Okay. Clear now? let's do the 7th. Who was it, the 7th? Luis? Yeah. You okay with the 6th one? Pete withdrew 1,000 cash for personal use. Yeah, what is the double entry for that? For the 6th? Yeah. 6th, you guys okay? 6th? No? Not sure? Oh no, before that, my bad. We have to do the double and ledger accounts, my bad. Okay, let's do the ledger accounts. Colin, you okay with this one? You okay? You okay? We'll have to do the double entry, ledger account. You okay with the analyzing chart, yes? Part A? Right. Then we'll do the ledger accounts. How do we do the ledger accounts, guys? We are selling a coffee machine for 700 plus GST. Firstly, start with the selling price. What happens to the bank? Yeah. What is it? November, whatever it is. Which transaction was the second one? Right. November 5th, yeah. Okay, what happens? Another one, I couldn't tell you. If you write November at the beginning of one side, let's say debit side of the bank, we are writing November 1, whatever it is, I think you wrote capital S because the owner contributed. After that, you don't have to repeat the month. Okay, for the subsequent ones, you don't have to repeat the months. Right? You don't have to again write November for the 5th. Let's say on the credit side, for the first one, again you have to write the month. Whatever is November, right? You have to write it. Then subsequent one, you don't have to repeat the month. Okay? Clear? Right. So what will happen on the bank? With the sale of the coffee machine, what will happen? You would debit 770, saying sales / GST clearing. Please take it down. Sales / GST clearing. Okay. Right. Then you go to the sales. Where is sales? Here. What do? You would credit sales how much? 700. November 5. Saying what? Bank. Okay? Saying bank. Then there was another 70. What do you do? To the GST. Debit or credit? GST? Credit. 70. Saying what? Saying what's the cost reference? Yes, Pathum, what's the cost reference? Bank, correct. Make sense? You are debiting the bank 770 saying sales / GST clearing. Then you go to the GST clearing, you are crediting 70 saying bank. You are going to the sales and crediting 700 saying bank. Is it clear? Yeah, Pathum, you are okay? Alright, then the other one is you are recording at the cost price. What's the cost price? Yeah, 500. So what is the double entry? Sorry, because I missed my cost of sales. We'll have to draw a cost of sales account. Right? Cost of sales. So cost of sale, what do? You debit how much? 500. November 5th, saying what? What is the cost reference? Inventory. And then inventory, you would credit 500. Saying what? Cost of sales. Okay.
You okay, Claudia? That's your question, right? Pratham, you okay? Yeah, you miss anything? Tell me. Okay, you have to draw a cost of sale account there. By the way, guys, did I send you the link for the Google Classroom? No? Okay, I'll send you probably today, right? If not tomorrow, right? You have to accept it. Then I will upload. I'm uploading all the videos, and also for this one, I will upload the answers because I know some of you are confused. Not all of them, only up to the question 2 because question 3 will be a homework. Okay, question 3 will be home because today is our last day for the before the holidays, right? So I told you, yeah, next 2 weeks we are having holidays, right? So but I'm giving you homework. Question number 3, exercise 3, right? Yeah, only exercise 3. There are no more questions. Yeah. Right. You guys okay? Any questions? Any questions? No? Okay. Question 6, number 6. Pete withdrew 1,000 cash for personal use. What's the double entry, guys? Drawings. Very good. So you record in the analyzing chart. What is it? Number 6. Drawings. Right? Asset, liability, owner's equity. Negative. Guys, what is the classification? Negative OE. Very good. Negative OE. Increase, decrease, Tanush? Drawings increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Drawings decrease. Increase. Diana. You change now? I don't know. Guys, drawings increase or decrease? Decrease. Increase, not decrease. Drawings increase. Right? Don't confuse it with the negative owner's equity bar. The more the owner is withdrawing, drawings increase. But the impact on the owner's equity is negative. That's a different story. Okay? Your drawings increase. Okay? So drawings increase. Okay, negative owner's equity. Negative owner's equity means actually it is debit or credit. Debit or credit? Credit? Debit? Credit? What do you think? Debit? Yeah? Debit. Debit actually. Why? Because it's negative owner's equity, right? Or in other words, remember we said that owner's equity decrease because of the drawings. What happens to owner's equity? Decrease. Make sense? Owner's claims on the assets will decrease, right? The more money that man withdraws, decrease. Owner's equity decrease. So that means it is debit. Okay. Remember, drawings debit. Always it is debit. How much? 1,000. Right. Then the other one is, what is it? Bank. Yes. Bank. You know, asset. Increase, decrease. Decrease. Debit or credit? Credit. Asset decrease, credit.
5,000.
Sorry, my bad. 5,000. Sorry, 1,000. Yeah. Thank you. 1,000, right? Okay. So the next one is also selling, but on credit. So then, what is it? Only difference is that bank is replaced with what? College. Accounts receivable. Everything is similar to the number 5th except bank is replaced with accounts receivable. And also remember how many coffee machines? 2. Okay. The people who don't read the questions, read it. Okay. 2.
770 each. Okay, 770 each. Okay, so that means you have times it by 2. Right. You think you can do it at home? Yeah. 8. Paid 4400 including GST. Including GST. Okay. Including. Make sure it is including GST. That means how much is the GST? 400. Will not begin until December 25. What is it then? Will not begin until December. Very good, excellent, good boy. Prepaid advertising, okay? Wonderful. So then you know how to do it. So remember with GST, okay? Then what is the double entry? Prepaid advertising debit how much? 4,000. GST clearing will be 400 debit or credit? Debit. Why? GST clearing decrease because you are paying. GST clearing liability decrease. Debit 400. Where do you credit 4,400?
Wait, no, it's bank, right?
Bank. Why? Because they paid. See? Paid. Paid. Okay. Then paid new cafe supplies. I think new cafe supplies is what is it? The supply we purchased from on the 3rd, right? We paid means what happens? Bank is decreasing. Debit credit. Asset decreases. Credit. Then where do you debit? Accounts payable. Why? Because accounts payable. Liability. What happens? When you pay? Decrease. Accounts payable decrease. Yes. Accounts payable decrease. Debit.
But it's gonna say paid, so it's like
Yeah, we paid the accounts payable, Kavish.
yeah, but when they come down as bank because you paid it?
Yeah, that's what we said firstly. Bank was credited.
Yeah.
Accounts payable. This time I changed that.
Oh,
SOP.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, SOP. Purposeful. Bank is credited. Accounts payable debited. Why? Accounts payable liability decreases. Debit. Yeah. Make sense? Received 800 from Barista. Who is Barista? Our uncle? No, accounts receivable. We are receiving money means bank will be Dion. Increasing debit credit. Bank is debited. Where do you credit? Accounts receivable. Why? Receive money, so accounts receivable increase, decrease. Sorry? Decrease. Accounts receivable, what classification? What classification? Asset, liability? Asset. Asset decreases.
Credit.
Credit.